Has Game of Thrones influenced your games in any way? It had a lot of bearing on our campaign. A lot of characters died. The king's throne was like the village bicycle. The big bad evil guy was killed by an adolescent girl, and the ending completely sucked. Hey, what's up everybody, I'm SkyDieRay and welcome to another episode of DnDGreentext. Real quick before jumping into this video, if you're watching it after it was published, I'm probably live on Twitch right now for a few hours after it was published on twitch.tv/SkyDieRay, and if you want, come hang out there. And yeah, that's it, enjoy the video. Redesigning, revamping classic fantasy races. In this thread, I'd like us to share and throw around some ideas on how to liven up the classic fantasy races. Elves, dwarves, orcs, gnomes, halflings, and humans to make stuff a bit more exciting. What I'm specifically looking for is fun quirks, mechanics, and detail that would set the races more apart from each other, making the experience of playing one more engaging and interesting. I specifically would like to do it with the classic fantasy races because I think it would be easier for the average players to get into something that looks familiar to them. Please share your thoughts and ideas that you used in your settings or seen in the other media, especially weird ones. Just make everyone more of what they already are. Elves are now gangly, terrifying slendermans with huge ears that move with boneless liquidity and live forever. Dwarves are now massively dense stone people who speak only in grumbles and grow massive crystalline beards. Much like dragons, they live basically forever and live mainly for gold, and the larger their beards grow, the more powerful they become, until they resemble massive crystal monsters. Halflings are even shorter and even luckier. In fact, halflings are now brownies, tiny face spirits who will fix your shoes if you give them milk, and punch you in the if you don't. Orcs are orkier. Make them green gorillas who live to fight against everything bigger than they are. They eat raw meat, have Edward Scissorhands steer claws instead of hands, and are made only for fighting. Any society they build in the process is solely for the purpose of facilitating fighting. Humans are more human. Everyone is a Siamese twin with 4 arms. Gnomes are and don't get to play with the cool kids. Oh, that was a little harsh. Play a little of tabletop now, just learning the ropes with friends and doing at the kitchen table. Messing around and making lands and Mother Sees wants to try it since we have a family game night where everyone comes over and eats. Mother, what do I do to get a character that can just bang everything? I wanna do that. I'm paraphrasing here, but that's the serious gist of it. I'm not joking. That is the sole goal of her character come next and every conceivable game. Apparently my mother is somehow well versed in the internet memes and knew about this before I was born or something. I don't know, but what the Where's Dad? Dad, leave it alone, we're not going there. That face when that guy is your mom. Huh. I rolled to seduce. But your character is straight. But he's not, right? I should be able to at least roll. Would you allow it? If you do, would you give penalty to his seduction roll? I would want the player to roleplay the seduction, not roleplay. Seduce me. Seduce the DM and you have your success. Roll investigation with advantage. This derails the entire plot. Be me. DM sets up elaborate murder mystery. DM tells us to look for clues. Find the footprint. Investigate that X came from a size 14 boot. Indentations are concurrent to a specific expensive brand. Brand is highly rare in this area. Indentations also are fairly deep. Suspect must be overweight. About 326 pounds to be exact. Take all of this evidence into consideration. Figure it must be the large traveling noble, Jerry McFat. Announce this to the table. DM rages. Starts yelling about how investigation is broken. My face when. In this thread, times you are the only party member who got it. Intelligent barbarian. Homebrew game. Takes place in a roughly Renaissance era world. Limited use of muskets and clockwork. This is in fact important for later. A few sessions ago, get attacked by mommy statue soldiers. Mommy statues shout at us something about the accursed passage of time this and rot and decay of mortality that. Fast forward to now. Find an abandoned apartment complex. Abandoned, but eerily well maintained. Definitely abandoned, places locked up tight and some little kids play there frequently without seeing any residents. Case the joint, blast down the front door with big honking gun. Definitely spooky shit going on. First thing we see is a charred corpse. Art and decor is some Bronze Age looking bullshit. Find a training room full of pristine bronze weapons. Find a pool of relatively fresh blood. Cleric. Oh my god, someone's just been murdered here. Me. I don't necessarily think so. There's clearly some time magic going on here. Find some dead people, clearly poisoned, still warm, sitting at a table of fresh food. They're wearing Bronze Age looking ass clothes. Cleric. Oh my god, those people were just murdered. The bodies are still warm. Me. No, I think it's entirely likely they were killed thousands of years ago. You know, considering the time magic and all that. Remind them about the previously mentioned mommy quote. Whoa, let's not jump to any conclusions. Immediately find pristine clay tablets covered in this world's equivalent of Egyptian hieroglyphics. Party still refuses to believe in time magic trickery. Leave. Look behind us. Blasted door appears to have repaired itself. Party still refuses to believe in time magic trickery. Disappointment in the DM's eyes. Peak related.
I'm surrounded by idiots.
Devilish. Roll the dice behind the screen. Watch as my players become increasingly paranoid and freaked. Wasn't even checking anything. PDM with an evil heart. Tormenting players is my true art. I roll behind my screen with glee. The fear in their eyes tastes sweet to me. I look to them with my evil grin, knowing the fun is about to begin. They sweat and shiver with anticipation, as they all cower from my intimidation. I look to the heroes in front of me. They wonder what monster they will see. Could it be a bear fresh from its den? Or maybe a beholder with eyes of 10? It could be a demon of evil so foul. It could be a werewolf with a deafening howl. Maybe a thief who's looking to steal. Or a devil that's offering a tempting deal. But I reveal to them an impossible task, as they realize that it is a task. But one of them thinks I'm playing them all as a fool. He's joking, you guys, no one's that cruel. But he will soon know the amount of mercy I give, as I tell them all, roll initiative. That was good. Party needs to infiltrate a castle. It has a moat filled with undead crocodiles and the drawbridge is up. The wizard says he has an idea and tells everyone to stand back. Is he going to cast disintegration on the chains? Maybe use dimensional door to get himself or someone else inside? What about stone to earth on the walls? I jump and cast fireball at the ground below me. The wizard's charred corpse flies through the air and hits the top of the wall before falling into the moat, only to be eaten by the crocodiles. I should have got a barbarian to do it. Hey DM, can I get a do-over? The tried to rocket jump with a fireball spell. Top tier improvising, right here. How do you play a lawful good sorcerer? Magic police officer? I'm going to TPK my players in the first session and have them get resurrected 200 years later to explain why none of them know anything about the setting, since they aren't going to read my handout anyway. This also means they can develop their backstory as the campaign goes on without having to worry about plot. Is there a better way to start a game? Debate and discuss. Have you tried not being a complete... What are some good dungeon temporal anomalies? The dungeon holds a portal to an alternate plane of existence. DM once used this as a way for us to travel to the 9 hells. That DM. Okay, so over the past 10 or so years of me playing D&D, I've had my share of run-ins with that DM. Here are some of the notable ones. That DM who force changes the party's race to his own homebrew waifu race. That DM who gives disadvantage to other players because he doesn't like them. That DM who gives you disadvantage on your attack because of wind resistance. That DM that tells you to change your character because it clashes with their vision. That DM that gives the party Electrum instead of gold. Seriously? Who the f uses Electrum? That DM who refuses to kick out that guy because he finds him funny. That DM who kills species for the lols. That DM who tells you that despite your natural 20, your attack misses because the enemy rolled a 12 on dodge. That DM who starts every session with, "Hello everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Critical Role." That DM that hands you a monster manual where the pages stick around the spot where succubi are listed. That DM who allows the power player to use his obvious OP weak class. That DM who tells you that he f***s your mother on a daily basis. Really didn't need to know that, Dad. That DM who wants the party to praise his level 3000 Merisuit DMPC. That DM that gives you a 35-page lore packet and claims it's all relevant to the campaign. That DM who gives the deck of many things to the party idiot, then refuses to take it away because it wouldn't be fair, he says as we get ass raped by the third demon spawned from the deck. That DM who believes that using persuasion to avoid fights is not viable because you can't de-escalate situations by talking. Yes, I had a DM who said that. That DM that removes barbarian rage because he finds it to be overpowered. That DM who treats you with disdain because of your character's race. That DM who treats you with disdain because of your race. That DM that lowers all the party's stats to make it more realistic. That DM who gives advantage to the druid because she has nice tits. That DM who says your poison breath doesn't linger, only to later have a clone of your character deal lingering poison damage from their breath. I think I've seen that story, didn't I? That sounds familiar. That DM that writes green texts about his games, screenshots it, then posts it on... oh wait, this one's me. That DM who tells you to roll for diplomacy knowing your character only has a 6 in charisma, only for you to roll a natural 1, piss off the king, and end up systematically causing the D&D's equivalent of World War I. Anyone have your own examples? Alright, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to leave a like if you did and subscribe for more. Also, as I said at the start, I'm probably live on Twitch right now if you wanna check that out. There's a link below. There's also a link to the Discord server and a link to the Patreon if you wanna support that. And yeah, that's it. Thanks again for watching and I'll see you next time. Have a great day, bye!